Hello, my name is Water Smash, and I'm coming back to you with a devlog today on my browser game, Business Magnate, or to be named at another time. This game takes a different spin on a browser game that I personally haven't seen before, and I would like to expand on the idea to something bigger. I, as a kid, always wanted to start my own business, and I always thought it would be really cool to manage and build a business inside of a game. No risk, no uh, risks to take in the actual market. So in the video here, I am kind of brainstorming, building up kind of a web on how ideas will flow in the actual game, or the kind of options that a player will be able to make. So as you can see here, there is one industry that I'm kind of going all out on to show you kind of the aspect of how it will be in the actual game. This one covers transportations and logistics systems. So I go into like a couple different categories of trains, boats, aviation, passengers, cargo, and each one kind of can go into their different subcategories. So in the passengers area, you can go into buses, which then could be broken up into commercial buses, school buses, prison buses, which will then you'll have to work through contracts or using influence that you've gained throughout the game to be able to win those government contracts and actually win the government. And as here I'm doing a resource gathering web, first going through coal. You'll have to deal with employees, equipment, and land. Equipment you can either buy, sell, or buy, lease, or and then they each have different tech levels, for resource efficiency. And then as for employees, they each have their individual wages and happiness that you have to keep up, as well as a skill level to increase efficiency in gathering. Land, pretty self-explanatory, but it covers the real estate of actual land that you will buy or sell to gather the resources. These properties will have different nodes that will be able to be mined at different efficiencies because some ore is richer than other ore. As you can see here, I'm now expanding on the player web, which covers power, reputation, support, influence, and money. And these money and different aspects can be used for different things. And here, I'm actually getting into the actual code aspect of what I had actually done today. So, as I mentioned earlier, this is the first devlog. I'm hoping to record daily devlogs on this project, or at least frequent devlogs continuing the project. So right here, I'm kind of getting the boilerplate code down, basic information about each different variables. So, for an example, I just did a taxi company and employees. So that's what kind of I based the entire code off of today is taxis and employees, making sure that the basic code worked. Everything outside of employees is working, and then I also thought it would be interesting to implement that taxis will only work during the daytime, because that makes sense. So they're not making money during night, and so the time in the game is actually based off of hours, days, months, and years. So each second is an hour in game, and during the hours of 6 o'clock, I think, to 6 a.m., you will not gain any money for your hourly wages because of the fact that you're not, or the people, or your employees aren't working, and taxis aren't really running during those times. So maybe in the future, there'll be like upgrades or something that will allow a player to have 24/7 taxis running, or whatever the case. But I want to kind of implement a pretty complex economy if possible, where like if you can't just have like 100 taxis running at the same time and they're all making the same amount of money. If you oversaturate a market in one specific location, you won't have the same profit margin that you would anywhere else. That's why I plan to implement a map, like a large-scale map, like the United States or states, that you'll be able to kind of deploy different areas and based off of population rates and hard statistical data that actually means something. So in here, I'm kind of getting some basic styling done, And then soon I will show you the actual showcase of what I've done and kind of the result of what I did today. So I tried implementing the time kind of to speed up. I couldn't get it working for now. I did some research on it, and I could have got it done tonight, but I didn't want to get stuck on this problem, so I just kept going. So as for the thing, so I started here, kind of getting the basic money, income rate, and influence down, and then building up the buyables, which is taxi cab cost, income rate, tax rate, number owned, employees' wages and taxes. So I thought it would be interesting to include tax rate because it's something that a real business covers, though these tax rates aren't actually respective to the place or kind of real tax rate, but they're kind of realistic. I'm adding a background and a border here to make this a little bit more realistic, or not necessarily realistic, but easier to look at and not having such an eyesore. And then quickly I changed the color to a nicer blue because the color was a bit of an eyesore, so the kind of reddish brown didn't look very good. So soon here I'll show you the final product of what I did today. As you can see in the top, the time is ticking, and as the hours are passing, it changes from a moon, which is sleeping or non-business hours, to when it hits a 6, it'll switch back to daytime. You can see the income rate, the expenses. So the expenses come from the tax rate, and then it'll also take into hourly wage, and then it calculates the net profit, and then that's the actual money you gain overnight. So later down the line, influence will be used to influence government contracts or the government to help make laws or regulations in your favor. I don't know where I'm exactly going to go with this game. I think it's a pretty cool idea, if I build on it. So I just want to say thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a like and subscribe for the next devlogs. Thanks.